Californians for Energy and Science, we are 2 days removed from President Trump declaring a national energy emergency. What does that mean? We're going to read two lines to set this up out of this document, a very important document. In an effort to harm the American people, hostile state and non state foreign actors have targeted our domestic energy infrastructure, weaponized our reliance on foreign energy, and abused their ability to cause dramatic swings within international commodity markets. Point number one. Point number two, these numerous problems are most pronounced in our nation's Northeast and West Coast, California, where dangerous state and local policies jeopardize our nation's core national defense and security needs and devastate the prosperity of not only local residents, but the entire United States population. Why is that? Why the entire United States population? Well, very simply, California is responsible for importing 40% of the country's imported goods through our port complexes. We are also the number two consumer of fossil fuels behind Texas, number one in aviation fuel, number two in gasoline and diesel. Why is that important? Because to fix national inflation, you have to fix policies, energy policies at the coast. So now I'm going to take us into two slides, just two slides, very quickly tonight. And we're going to show you what has been happening in California and why there is a national energy emergency that needs to be fixed specifically in California. And what we're looking at is oil field statistics from Wellstar, the conservation.ca.gov from Wellstar's dashboard. We're seeing new wells drilled in these blue bars, right? And we're seeing crude oil production in this yellow or orange curve, excuse me. In 2013 and 2014, we had over 3,500 new oil and gas wells drilled in California. As the rest of the country was ramping up their shale plays, all of the sudden, OPEC flooded the market with foreign oil, flooded the market, causing the price to collapse. So that's what we see in 2015, 2016, and 2017. It was a long downturn for those of us that remember in the industry. OPEC interference was attempting to kill shale production. So market forces were responsible here pre 2018. What happened in 2019? There was a new governor brought into the state of California, elected by the people, since recalled, back in office still. And California policy begins to interfere with the employment sector, with the energy sector. So, what happened in 2019? We were ramping back up to almost 2,000 new drills in California. And then, bam, permits stopped flowing. These are the bad state policies referenced in the Energy Emergency Declaration. It's so bad that this year there have only been 21 wells drilled in the state of California, which, by the way, back in this 2013 timeframe was one of the top five producing states in the country. People, this is a massive shift, and it's a direct result of interference by the OPEC regimes, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, not our friends, and then bad policies, a shutdown of oil and gas drilling in the state of California, causing tens of billions of dollars to being sucked out of Kern County, sucked out of the Los Angeles basin, sucked out of the state of California, and gift wrapped to the tune of over $30 billion a year to OPEC countries that do not care about the environment, that do not share our human rights values. By the way, did you see that just last month Iraq was trying to pass a law to allow 9-year-old girls to be married? Let's set that aside. Okay, this is a clear violation of California Environmental Quality Act, CEQA. All of this is just a disaster. It's an emergency. So now moving forward, what has happened to our gasoline prices in the country? The rest of the country is paying near $3 a gallon today. California is $4.40 a gallon. My local gas station, 4.49 a gallon. So we've seen this massive divergence again, right where the market was starting to interfere, OPEC in 2015. Look at this divergence of California gasoline prices to WTI spot price. It just jumps up and we have this gap right here, and it's getting worse. Now look here, what's happening? Continually increasing our gasoline taxes starting in 2019. Look at how big this gap is getting. It's about $1.40 more expensive to get gasoline in the state of California than it is any other state. That is a direct result of state policies. So this is causing gasoline prices and crude prices to diverge. Meanwhile, our roadway conditions in California, they're simply getting worse. They're not getting better, which begs the question, where is that 15 to 17 billion dollars a year in gasoline taxes going in the state of California with rampant wildfires, all these environmental issues? It's not getting any better. We're not solving the environment. Things are getting far worse. So again, my friends, this is why it is important that we all consider invoking this national energy emergency and highlighting it. Read all 10 or 12 pages of this document. Understand all the agencies that are trying to rally around at the federal level to fix bad policies in the Western United States and save this country. We need to save this country. Now is the time. We have a window of opportunity. So join Californians for Energy and Science. Get involved in this movement. We are going to fix this crisis. Thank you.